All right. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are viewing from today. This is the Reality Cards community call number 2. I am joined today by our team. We've got Andrew and Vlad, our co-founders of Reality Cards. We've got our engineering team, and we've got our marketing team all here present. In fact, today, I don't know, Andrew, if you want me to go ahead and make the intro here, but we've got our newest member of Reality Cards, Maddie, who's part of our marketing team. Maddie, did you want to introduce yourself real briefly?
Of course. Hi, everyone. I am Maddie, and I am the new event specialist for Reality Card.
Awesome. Very
So,
good.
well, basically, I manage all the events, create them, and so on.
Making everyone all their money on the Reality Card events.
Yeah. Of
Today,
course.
we'll be going through on the community call just some various team discussions. We'll be addressing the progress and updates made on our current beta, as well as answering all of the important questions like when launch and all the core questions that all of our audience may have. So let's go ahead and get started here. Andrew, do you want to give us a brief update in regards to the Polygon beta and where we're at with that?
Sure, yeah, so thanks very much indeed. So it's been going very well with one asterisk, which I'll get to in a second. But yes, we now have had 14 events since our most recent deployment. We've now got into there's quite a lot of momentum going. We're having quite a lot of events one after the other. And this is largely thanks to Maddie, so thank you very much indeed for that. The biggest event we've had on this current deployment was the price of Ethereum following the London hard fork, which had a total of $12,000. Also, checking the stats, and we've now had a total of over $150,000 deposited into our contracts, which is great, considering we haven't launched yet, and there's a whitelisting process to get on board, so we're very happy with that. The problem we had over the past month was that for about a week, the interface was unavailable due to problems with the graph. So apologies to everyone for that. This has now been resolved, and in order to prevent this kind of thing happening again, we are working very hard on a fallback version of Reality Cards. To simplify, basically, the interface will communicate with the blockchain directly instead of going via the graph, and it will have limited functionality. But it does mean that users can still use the platform when the graph is down. And for those that don't know what the graph is, basically it acts as like a database between our front end and the blockchain. So the website doesn't query the blockchain directly. Usually it queries the database on the graph. So we are working on a fallback. So hopefully the problems we had in the past, about a week ago, we shouldn't be having again. And the only other major update really with the beta is we rolled out a completely new design over the last month. And I think it's been universally very, very well received, which has been great. And just as a reminder, something we mentioned in the call a month ago is that this is not our final form. We do have we've been working for some time now with the design agency on a completely fresh look. It's not just the style, the actual UI and UX elements are being completely done from the start. So the design you see now is sort of an intermediate step between what we're eventually going to look like. But that's basically the update from me on the beta.
Awesome. And how about for the final audit updates there?
Yeah, so good news on that, pretty big news, which is that the most recent thing which happened in the subject of audits, was we had a second Code 423 audit contest. We had one about 6 weeks or 2 months ago. Various things were found. We've been working very hard on changing those, on fixing everything that was wrong with it. We've now submitted it to a second contest. We had a total of 74 issues raised, which sounds like a lot. However, they were almost without exception very, very minor details, and there were no remotely medium or large problems identified. Every single one of those issues has already been fixed. And the big news really is that there was a final merge to the master on our GitHub yesterday. And that is, unless something goes wrong, that is it. That is the final version of our contracts. They are completely polished. They've been thoroughly audited. all the I's have been dotted, all the T's have been crossed. So yeah, as of about 24 hours ago, we have now basically frozen the contracts.
That's incredibly exciting. So we're gearing up. So we've got the final audits made. My little pea brain is hearing no huge major issues. We're ready to go here. Vlad, why don't we dive deeper into that a little bit? So I'm hearing that we've deployed the final contracts. So when can we exactly expect a launch here? What are we looking at in terms of redeploys or the open beta?
Being ready to go, it's exactly the state that we are now. The contracts, they are ready. Thank you for giving us the update, Andrew. And the next phase should happen like in maximum one 2 weeks. So by mid-September, I would say that we are going in what we would call open beta. Yes, with the risk of becoming a meme, we'll be continuously in beta. But we are having so many features like that we mentioned before, and we are having a big design makeover in progress. So pushing all of this, it will be beta. But what I think interests everybody of going to open beta is because we are doing one final deployment of the contracts, which means that of course, everybody made money during this time. I hope everybody made money. We sponsored like every single event. But Reality Cards is not only about winning money. It's about collecting NFTs. And I know that the artists that participated in the current events and they'll participate in the next events, they are putting so much work in each card and each art that is being collected now. Some of them, they have been lost on XDAI. Some of them, they are now on Polygon, but they are, I would say, lost in past contracts, even if I think they will become historical pieces because these are like one-time thing. But now that we'll have the final deployment by mid-September, this means a very big thing that Reality Cards collection, like the final collection starts, and starting with the first market, it will be like the first NFTs and then the second NFT and so on. So I think this is the most exciting thing. And the only thing that I would mention here, I don't know if it was mentioned in Discord or not until now, that we are currently, it's being worked on having the upgrade function of the NFTs. So even if they are collecting them on Polygon, they can be upgraded to Ethereum mainnet, where everyone knows that on mainnet things are happening. So keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on the beta announcement. I know the community team is excited to push it, and good luck collecting.
So it sounds like we're inching very, very close to a truly open beta where we're removing the whitelisting feature there. What can our community and newcomers expect in terms of, just in a general sense, in general timeline, when the beta will be removed? Like what's our strategy there? Like in terms of the beta status?
So the beta status, we haven't decided yet when we are going to drop the beta status. So we are going some what is called closed beta to open beta. This means that everyone can join without whitelist, without blocking, without any of these restrictions that are in now. It will be, if you think of it of beta, it's just the naming that will going to be removed. It will be the same contracts, an upgraded app, and that's all.
Awesome. It kind of reminds me, this is probably aging me a little bit, but I remember first signing up for Google Gmail when it first came out. And I remember Gmail being in beta status for something like 5 years or something like that. But it wasn't that things weren't working or weren't functioning. It was just sort of a way to say we are rapidly improving, we're rapidly deploying, we're rapidly optimizing things. It seems like that's sort of the case here for our platform. Would you agree?
Yeah. It's exactly like that. So
Definitely.
really, it's technically speaking, there won't be any differences between when we leave beta. Like probably the main difference will be the URL changes from beta.realitycards.io to realitycards.io. That's it from a technical perspective. Like really all of the technical stuff that has now been done and will be released in 1 to 2 weeks.
That's great. So when we are sort of full public open, we're realitycards.io, I would imagine we're going to have a lot of eyes, a lot of excitement on the events. Maddie, did you want to sort of go over some upcoming events and what we can expect in that department? Oh, looks like you're muted a little bit. There you go.
Here I am, yes. Sure, I can share with you some events that are taking place in the next weeks. So, well, just 1 second that I share the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, because the organizer, yeah, you have to give me the access, the permission.
There you go, all set.
Okay, let's try. Okay. Here we are. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, as you can see, this is the month of September. So we can see the first week, the one we have now, and we have 3 events going on. Then the idea is to have 2-3 events per week. And so as you can see, the next week, for example, we'll have an event about a football match between Dallas Cowboys and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it is a sports event, but we have also events about different stuff. For example, the crypto world. We have an event submitted by our users, which is the one related to the burn of Ethereum that is taking place right now. And then another one related to NFT collection, the MiBits one and its price floor. Then if we go down to the other weeks, we can see always 3 more or less events per week. So another one related to the Cardano and to the fact of he will support smart contracts on the mainnet by October the 1st. So we can see a medium length event. Another one is the MotoGP one, so a motor race that is taking place on Sunday 19th, and so another sports events here. And then another one that is very interesting for me is an auction that has been scheduled by Christie's Auction House, and it's called No Time Like Present. The idea is to sell CryptoPunks, MiBits, and Baker pieces, and they are rare pieces from this collection. So it should be very interesting for me. And this is, for example, what we have for the month of September. So much stuff here going on.
Yeah, this is so exciting. I think what gets me so pumped up, especially when we see the visual calendar of all these events, is, and it's not always necessarily obvious, but what I take away from it is this isn't just a sports betting platform, right? This is truly a prediction market that's based in NFTs.
Exactly.
So we're not just kind of confining ourselves to sporting events. This is crypto, this is art, this is pop events, pop culture. And it definitely becomes more evident when looking at like a visual calendar like this. That's incredible.
Exactly. The idea is to have events, but from many worlds, different worlds. So from the crypto one, so a virtual world, we can say, to the real world. So sports, music, and well, politics, if we want, and many others.
Now, if someone is looking at this and they're like, oh, I would love to suggest an event, or I would love to produce some artwork for these events, what's the best place for someone to go to contribute to these events?
Well, for submitting events, we have a Google form that you can fill out. So this is, I don't know if you can see, but I think so. This Google form you can fill out to submit events. And then we also have a Trello board. If you want to submit your artwork, if you think you are an artist and you want to submit it, you can see in our Trello board the artwork we need for the different events we have scheduled, and then you can apply for them, like sending a Discord message, and that's it.
Now, am
So
I
very,
able
very
to
easy.
both suggest an event and make artwork if I have the artist chops to
Of
do it?
course. Yes, you also have the possibility of submitting both. So the event, but also the artwork.
Awesome.
And oh, sorry. Yeah.
So what
I
we'll
think it's
do.
worth mentioning that, sorry, that the links for these are in our Discord, I believe.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly what I was just going to point out. So those that are watching this and interested in either suggesting events or contributing artwork, those links will be pinned in our, or they already are rather, in our Discord. I will also be publishing those on the video description of this live stream for those watching after the fact as well. And I love the idea of the Trello board. That's really great. So do I have a correct understanding that it's a public Trello board? So I can basically, it's almost like kind of being like a pseudo member of the Reality Cards team. Like I get to see kind of the progress of events, where they're at, how can I jump in and help? So I think that's a really cool dynamic that we've got going on here for events. Now, I know sometimes that blockchain and crypto in general can feel like trying to get a drink from a water hose with a Dixie cup. Like it's coming at you incredibly fast. There's so much data coming through. There's so much news. There's tons of different projects. So what we are doing here at Reality Cards to help with that is we've got all of our event details and things that you can bet on from the platform, but we're also trying to help you as a community member to have a better pulse on all things NFT related. We want to be the de facto place where you get your NFT news. And one of the things that we've begun doing is we've started a new series called RCNN, which is the Reality Cards NFT news broadcast. You can find that on our Reality Cards YouTube channel. And the idea there is that it is aside from all of the Reality Card events. You won't necessarily get event news. What you will get is NFT project news. What's going on with Stoner Cats? What's going on with this new NFT drop? How can I get this next airdrop? Those types of questions and answers you'll get on those broadcasts. Now, one thing I do want to just point out here is we do seem to be having some odd interruptions during these broadcasts. I'm not quite sure how this unknown POAP guy it keeps interrupting our streams. We're still working on it, testing out different solutions, but I would still recommend just checking it out on our YouTube page. Again, that's RCNN broadcast. And what I would also suggest is subscribing to the YouTube channel, as you'll get instant notification when we have new ones up there. So if there are time-sensitive airdrops or time-sensitive mintings, you'll be the first to know and be able to mint and get your latest NFT on whatever project that is. All right. So up next here, it looks like Mateus, you've got some FE updates. What's that all about?
Yeah. So on the front end, there's a lot of things going on. We are doing tons of work here. So first of all, thank you everyone to joining our beta and sending our ideas and reporting bugs. During the beta time, we refactored, thanks to you, around 70% of our applications. So there are huge changes, and there are a couple of things that are coming on here. So supporting more wallets. Right now we are focused on MetaMask, but for sure we'll support most of this. Everyone has something favorite. And underbidding. So basically, you will be able to put your bid on the lower price and wait until the price go up, go down, and then your bid will be there. We are going to work on upgrading cards. So as Vlad mentioned, you will be able to move your NFT from Polygon to mainnet. Awesome. As Andrew mentioned, we are working on the fallback. This is a very important task for us because this is like I don't see what. reality things here. So you will be able to, I mean, we will be able to have a stable application. You will be able to win money, of course. We are working on landing page and how it works page. So Paul is working on that. There's mostly visual changes. There's lots of things going on there. And also we improve our QA process. So because of you report a lot of bugs, and we make sure that no more bugs are going on there. Thanks.
Awesome. And Alex, who is our CMO of Reality Cards, did you have any updates, or what can we expect coming down the pike for Reality Cards and the marketing side of things?
Hey, Michael, thank you for the introduction. Thank you all for joining this call. It's a very exciting time to be an NFT. As some of the people know, I've been doing some long nights checking NFT projects, checking OpenSea, checking what's going on in the NFT world, because there's always something. Actually, I feel that Michael is doing an incredible job of covering all the news on our RCNN broadcasts, some incredible project, and I feel this is one of the main content that is really attracting a lot of users. During this call, I want just to give you guys a couple of stats that are really incredible. We just started probably just a couple of weeks ago with really pushing marketing, and I can see there is already good traction. One stat that is really astonishing, that we increased our Twitter engagement rate to a 2.7% in a median, but in the last couple of days, we are right to 5.2%. So now for people that don't work in social media marketing, this is very good engagement. This means that the majority of our posts reach people that are in conversation, talking about NFT community, NFT collectibles. What we're doing at the moment is try to intercept this conversation so that people can discover more our brand. That's our main goal. And this might not sound as your classic crypto project, but that's what every crypto project should do. Try to interact with people. We are just not posting posts on our Twitter page, but we are also trying to talk with other people. And that's actually interesting because thanks to that, many people are flowing into our Discord communities. Just to give an example of what we're doing at the moment, Maddie, which just joined us 4 weeks ago, she's in touch with artists. One of the main things she's doing, other than producing events, is also talk with artists. And so far, more than 10 artists have already joined our Discord server. If you guys are not aware yet, if you're not checking our Twitter, you should do, because we are doing something called the September Artist Month. Our goal for September is to reach at least 100 new artists, which will enter into our network. The goal for this is to not just to go talk with artists and make artists produce NFT, but it's also for their communities to discover the ID cards. Because again, the main goal for us is to enriching and enlarging the brand awareness for ID cards. One other thing that I think is incredible, we just reached almost 3,000 views on Twitter, and we just started producing videos on Twitter. So that's really an incredible number. Also, we reached almost 1,500 views on our YouTube channel, which is pretty young as well. And this is set to go up. The last two updates that I want to give you is expect way more content in the next couple of weeks that are not coming from Reality Cards, but outside Reality Cards. We just signed a new PR agency, which is now in the process of drafting our press release, which will be sent to my website out there. They talk about crypto, talk about NFT. So expect more good news talking about Reality Cards. And the final thing I want to give you guys is we signed 6 YouTube content creators, which will soon produce and send out Reality Cards YouTube video. I just want to give you a hint. One of these YouTubers has mustache, and when we talk about mustache and NFT, you know what we're talking about. Back to you, Michael. Thank you all for listening to these calls. Your feedback is incredible, guys. Keep doing that.
Thanks a lot, Alex. Yeah, just to echo that, I would completely agree. I one of the things that I love so much about our community is how tapped in they are. Like everyone is, no one's shy of helping either discover bugs or suggest an optimization we could do for workflow, or producing art. Like it's a very engaged community, and we would love to see that grow and continue to grow. Make sure that you check out our YouTube and Discord pages if you aren't already. Those links will be in the video description. And those watching on the YouTube stream right now, it is POAP time. So if you scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner, that will direct you to the POAP claim URL. You can put in your Ethereum-based wallet address, and it'll automatically be deposited to your wallet. Now, there is sometimes, depending on the volume of claims at one time, there could be some traffic issues. There are some inconsistencies with the QR claim. If you scan the QR code and it's not working, please feel free to use the direct URL that's also being displayed on the screen right now. That will also work just the same as the QR code. If, again, one more time, that the URL doesn't work, it's okay. It still captures a wallet address, and if you're not able to have it deposited, the system itself will capture your data, and it can be airdropped after the fact. So that is our community call number 2 POAP distribution. I think we can open it up to any community feedback here. If there are any questions on YouTube or Discord, we'll let those funnel in. In the meantime, Andrew, did you have anything that you wanted to bring up at all?
Yeah, so on the subject of community feedback, there is one specific question I would like to ask our community. We're trying to make a decision about one upcoming new feature. Now, this is something that was discussed in the first community call. As a reminder, the way reality cards works at the moment is that it is only the longest owner of each outcome gets to keep that NFT at the end. We will soon be making a change where it isn't just the longest owner, but it is the top 50 or 100, whatever it is, longest owners will get a copy of the NFT. So to be clear, the longest owner will still get to keep the original NFT that was traded back and forth during the event. And then there will be prints made for other people in the leaderboard. Now, what we are trying to think about is, should we give prints to everyone, regardless of which outcome they rented, or should it be only on the winning outcome that more than one person can get a copy of the NFT? Now, the obvious advantage to only allowing people who rented the winning outcome to get prints is that it does enhance the fact that reality cards is a prediction market. It makes it more important to actually rent the winning outcome, because if you rent the outcome that doesn't win and you're not at the top of the leaderboard, you will not get a copy of the NFT. The flip side to this argument is that if we only allow prints on the winning NFT, the losing outcomes will actually be more scarce than the winning outcomes as NFTs, which may have a curious side effect. And it isn't obvious to us what we should do about this. Now, I will say that all of this code has already been written. It's already been, it's already been audited, and we can make changes here based on simple governance parameters. So we don't need to go back to the drawing board. All the options are still on the table and have already been put into the contract. We can actually experiment, but I'm just opening this to the community. If you could let us know, YouTube, Discord, however, what you think makes the most sense. So to confirm, the question is, should we allow prints of the outcomes only on the winning outcome or for all of the different outcomes?
Yeah, so those of you who are on and watching the live stream right now, and you have an opinion, I would love to hear those in the general chat on the Reality Cards Discord. Likewise in the YouTube chat. Now, those of you who may not be watching the live stream and are watching the recording, what I'll do is create a Google poll, and I'll link that in the video description, and we can get some real-time post results here. Maybe we leave that open up for a week and get some community feedback. And who knows, maybe the majority vote here will be deployed on the main contracts here. Very cool. Does anyone from the Reality Cards team have anything else they'd like to mention or share, or maybe something they're excited about that they're working on, or anything of the like? All right. So I think that's going to wrap it up for community call number 2. This has been the Reality Cards team. Love doing these. It's always nice to see progress being made in these increments. make sure you're checking out the YouTube page and subscribing for our community updates and RCNN broadcasts. As always, like and subscribe and join our Discord channel. I think that's all from us. Everyone have a great day, and we will see you next month for community call number 3. Bye, everybody. Okay.